Okay, so today I wanted to do something different. Different than writing horror stories. Today I want to talk about the Bible. Yes, I do believe in God, and I've got some verses here I want to talk about that I think everybody should hear more of. First verse, Ezekiel 33:11. Tell them, as sure as I am the living God, I take no pleasure from the death of the wicked. I want the wicked to change their ways and live. Turn your life around. Reverse your evil ways. Why die, Israel? To really get an idea of how severe this statement is, let's look back at what the Israelites did that made God so angry at them. Ezekiel 22, verses 10 through 12. Your leaders, the princes of Israel among you, compete in crime. You're a community that's insolent to parents, abusive to outsiders, oppressive against orphans and widows. You treat my holy things with contempt and desecrate my Sabbaths. You have people spreading lies and spilling blood, flocking to the hills to the sex shrines, and fornicating unrestrained. Incest is common. Men force themselves on women regardless of whether they're ready or willing. Sex is now anarchy. Anyone is fair game. Neighbor, daughter-in-law, sister, murder is for hire, usury is rampant, extortion is commonplace. And you've forgotten me, decree of God, the Master. This was what I feel was just the best sample of the Israelites' sin. They were pretty bad people by just about anyone's metrics. Raping your own family unrestrained, hiring assassins, just that's pretty bad stuff right there. But even through it all, God said that no matter how evil they were, He did not delight in seeing them die. He wanted them to stop this evil and continue to live. Think about this for a second. Rapists who rape their own family, He doesn't want to see them die. So I want you to just remember that in your life. No matter what you've done, no matter how much infidelity you're guilty of, no matter how abusive you've been, no matter how much you've manipulated people, no matter how many times you've told God that He's not real or lied about God, no matter what you've done, God does not want you to die. He does not want you to go to hell. He would feel better if you would just stop and continue to live. But that's not to suggest that you're not going to make him upset if you do something evil, as I'm about to explain. Matthew 23, verses 25 through 27. Or if you're reading the Message like I am, then it's Matthew 23, verses 25 through 28. But regardless, you're hopeless, you religion scholars and Pharisees, frauds. You buff the surface of your cups and bowls so they sparkle in the sun, while the insides are maggoty with your greed and gluttony. Stupid Pharisee, scour the insides and then the gleaming surface will mean something. You're hopeless, you religion scholars and Pharisees, frauds. You're like manicured grave plots, grass clipped and the flowers bright, but 6 feet down it's all rotting bones and worm-eaten flesh. People look at you and think you're saints, but beneath the skin you're total frauds. If you've ever read the Bible, you know that Jesus was incredibly metaphoric in the Gospels. It's kind of hard not to notice that because he literally said it at one point, as did the narrators of the Gospels literally state that. So, of course, Jesus was not talking about literal cups and bowls here, but he was making a comparison. You see, if the outside of my cup is dirty, just filled with grime, but the inside is clean, I can still drink from it and not get sick. But if the inside is dirty, then no matter how clean the outside is, if I drink from it, I'm gonna get sick. And I think that's what Jesus was alluding to here. He was saying that even though people look like they're good people, if they're not really good people, it doesn't matter, it's gonna make God very uncomfortable. He is saying that it is better to be good than to look good. If you're not a good person, be honest about it. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a good person. All right, I have a lot of sins, sexual immorality, bitterness. Sometimes I'm just wildly inappropriate. But like, don't go denying these things because it is better that you not deny it. The Pharisees denied that they loved money more than God, and look what happened to them. It is better to be good than to look good.